Hello, and welcome to Lesson 16, Qualitative Evaluation Methods. By the end of this lecture, you'll be able to describe and list pros and cons for two or more methods of qualitative studies. There are three main categories of qualitative evaluation: conceptual, direct observation, and query-based. And we're going to go through each of them today. Let's start with conceptual. The two methods we'll cover are inspection, where the designer tries the system. Does it feel right? This is the most widely used informal method, but it does give you some qualitative feedback and an understanding of how the system is working and an ability to evaluate it and make changes. Something a little more formal might be extracting a conceptual model. In this case, you bring in a participant who sees a static image. You have the participant explain how they'd use that interface. So for example, you can show them this screenshot of Blender, and you have them explain how they might resize a cube or rotate it, etc. This is a very, very easy way to bring a participant in and get some feedback from them. In the interest of time, we're not going to have you do this today, but you can go ahead and do this as an exercise for the watcher. Let's move on to direct observation methods. These are ones you might have seen before, including silent observation, think aloud, constructive interaction, and co-discovery. Silent observation is what it implies. You have a participant who performs a work or a task, and the evaluator silently observes them. So you have the observer observing, the participant using the computer or the system that you're developing. You can imagine yourself silently observing someone using Microsoft Word in order to gain insight about its usability. Do you see any problems with this technique? Right. You can't actually access their brain. So we might look at a think aloud method to try and access their inner thoughts. Think aloud method involves the participant asking to say what they're thinking or doing. The evaluator observes this. So you have the participant say, I'm pressing the OK button. Why did it go to the logout screen? And so as an observer, you now know that they're confused about the change of the interface, why it's going to the logout screen. And you might have been able to observe that naturally, but there are some reasons or some additional insight that you can gain from asking them to think aloud. So I'm going to have you all think aloud. Individually, follow the instructions on Learn to record the following using Tinkercad while thinking aloud. You're going to make a ball, then you're going to make a floor, so that's a plane, and scale it to be large, and then you're going to raise the sphere above the plane. Don't take more than 5 minutes. If it takes more than 5 minutes, just stop where you are. Go.